In August 1990, over 3,000 concerned Baptists gathered in Atlanta to explore ways to serve Christ cooperatively while staying true to Baptist principles. In Walter Sheridan's book, The Struggle for the Soul of the SBC, Moderate Responses to the Fundamentalist Movement, Daniel Vestal writes that the prevailing atmosphere was one of joy and celebration. At that first convocation, the Assembly voted to form an inclusive fellowship organization, approve a funding plan, and elect a 60-member interim steering committee. Vestal quotes Kenneth Chafin, a pastor who, in the early years of the fundamentalist takeover, had been one of the few moderates to vigorously oppose it, as saying, "The fellowship was the most inclusive Baptist meeting I've attended, in terms of race, gender, age, size of church, background, interest, experience, theology, clergy, laity, or perspective. There was an underlying unity based not on uniformity, but on our common calling in Christ." The interim steering committee began meeting that October. In 4 meetings, Vestal writes, we prepared a constitution and bylaws, strategies for world missions, a multi-track funding plan, and a working budget, all to be presented to the second convocation. We debated issues from diverse perspectives. The second convocation was scheduled for the following May. Only hours before it began, writes Vestal, the interim steering committee adopted a document prepared by Walter Sheridan of Macon, Georgia, as an address to the public, stating historical, theological, and practical reasons for the formation of our fellowship. From May 9th through 11th, 1991, again in Atlanta, the second convocation drew more than 6,000 participants from over 1,500 churches. The Assembly overwhelmingly voted to adopt the name Cooperative Baptist Fellowship. They also elected John Hewitt of North Carolina as the first moderator and elected the first coordinating council. In addition, they approved a proposal for a mission center and new directions in world missions. Moderate Baptists finally had a new home. Following that second convocation, the coordinating council elected Cecil Sherman as the fellowship's first coordinator. He was formally installed at the third convocation held in Fort Worth, Texas from April 30th through May 2nd, 1992. Later that year, Keith Parks resigned as president of the SBC Foreign Mission Board and joined CBF as coordinator of its global missions agency. In tomorrow's Baptist Brief, we'll begin looking at the New Baptist Covenant.